saw a bumper weekend of attendances as we took in Wigan against Warrington Academy on Friday at Run Park Arena, followed by the 6 games at Magic Weekend at Everton's Hill Dickinson Stadium across Saturday and Sunday. Gaming wise, there was Lego Indiana Jones, Vampire Crawlers, One Bottom 5-in-1 Volumes 3 and 4, Goalkeeper, Cybertank 2 and Cybertank Nano, and the countdown weight saw a single record this week. Brand new week and a new game to play at the moment is Vampire Crawlers. Not been on it for a while, but as it is coming to the end of the month, we've got to get the Game Pass 8-pack locked in, so we're going to have a go on this. Tuesday evening we are on Lego Indiana Jones The Original Adventures on the 360 because it's the final day of the month and we're trying to wrap up the final gold medal. Next up is the move over to Windows for One Bottom 5-in-1 Volume 3. We're going to focus on Two-Lane and Revolve. And now a quick move over to Volume 4 as we're going to focus on Bamboo to hopefully get the final thing we need for the final gold medal of the month. There we go, just with a couple of minutes left to spare, all 3 medals done for June, all completed. So the new series has begun, and as you can see, both Monday and Tuesday this week, just the basics of 2994 and 2995. For the month as a whole, it was up to 63,278, so just down on last month, but obviously a good 3,000 down on the rest of the month from December. Up to 385,000 for the year, so 450 target from 2021 is next in line. 3.5 million, of course, and up to 1,616 days. Wednesday evening, and we are on Cybertank on the Xbox One. We are trying to get that final unlock to get it finally completed. What started on Wednesday night, as you can see, is finished on Thursday morning. Cybertank on the Xbox One is completed, 42 levels, all done, 10 out of 10, 1,000 out of 1,000. It was quite difficult to do the last few levels, but we got there. A non-work day today and a very busy weekend ahead, so Corky will get its weekly go on Thursday afternoon to see if we can take something off. Brand new month. In July we got a record with inside 2 days, 3.51 million overall, 3,178 for the day itself, just about 8,000 off 400,000 for the year. The month itself 6,294 and 212 will complete its run tomorrow. So if it does come get a full record, then it'll be a good week overall. So Friday night it is Warrington Academy at home. It is 1,022 overall, 832 for Wigan. 16th against Warrington Academy. It's 13 wins, 2 losses. It is sadly a 2-game losing streak because we'd won all 13 before that. We are 11 out of 11 here though. We are looking for 3 consecutive wins. It is 106th Academy, 93rd Rugby League and 99th attendance. Half time at RPA, so far so good. Wigan Academy 14, Warrington 0. Full time here at RPA, and you look at that score and see Wigan 42, Visitors 0. You wouldn't think this was 2 teams that before tonight hadn't lost a game all season. Warrington hadn't lost an Academy game since September of 2024 when we beat them in the semi-final. Wow, that is one hell of a result from Wigan now. Continuing the Cybertank theme this week, we are on Cybertank 2 Series X on trying to get at least one more achievement on it. A week where June ended and July began, just a 1 record which was on the 2nd. A weekly total of 15,281, so an average of 3,056. 3.51 million still stands. We have done 324 weeks and 1,619 days. 394,452 for the year. And the month with 9,292 and 212 has completed its run, so it'll be 213 from Monday. Early start on a Saturday morning. Bus to Ormskirk, Ormskirk bus station, and then now, as you can see, short walk to Ormskirk train station for the train into Liverpool. So, short train ride, we ride to Sandhills, and now the walk to the Hill Dickinson. Anyone who knows me well knows that last time we came here in November, this didn't go very well, so let's hope this is a little better walk-wise. Well, this is something that in November last year didn't seem possible and was one of the possibly, well, harrowing days of my life, in that I turned the corner about a quarter of a mile away and couldn't breathe. I had to be helped to an ambulance by a couple, then spent half the day, well, half an hour or so in a wheelchair, and never actually stood on this ground where I am now. Today we've done 14 minutes from the station all the way here non-stop. I'm very proud of that. So that's a fear conquered. So we weren't able to take this sign last year because we were in a wheelchair, but yep, Hill Dickinson Stadium, we're here, and thankfully the weather's not blazing, so it's nice and cool tonight. This is a nice surprise. Obviously when we came last year we couldn't really go where we wanted to, so we never knew this existed. View of Liverpool docks. Thought it was all walled in, didn't know there was any glass. Yep, view of the city centre. Library buildings over there in the distance there, and then you've got the you can see the Wallasey Town Hall. You used to see when we used to go to work in Liverpool over the Wirral. Sea looks a bit choppy as well today, but we're here and we're in, and that's the main thing. So it's Magic Day 1. We've done the walk all the way up the stairs as well, because the entrance that we came in on doesn't have a lift, so you either walk up the stairs or you don't get up basically. It's not very accessible for people who go through the wrong turnstile, is it? But anyway, it's Magic Day 1. First up is Huddersfield against York, 1,023 overall. 191 overall. It's the first time we've ever seen them meet each other, well, at men's level anyway. It's the 30th Magic Weekend other, 94th Rugby League for the year, and 100 sport attendances in 2026. The record is 137 in 2024. I think that's going to get smashed this year. 150 could even be doable this year, but we'll see what happens. Half time in game 1, it's fairly close first half. We've had captain challenges, we've had video reds. Half time, Huddersfield 6, York 14. Full time in game 1, and York have made the perfect start to their Magic Weekend career. First ever game they played in it and they won it. Huddersfield 24, York 36. So game 2 of the afternoon is the Hull derby, OKR against Hull FC. Third time we've seen them play each other, back in the days of the Etihad. They both won 1, so this is a bit of a decider. 1,024 overall, 192nd other. It's the 95th Rugby League for the year and 101st attendance for the year overall. So the countdown is on to match 2024 record. It's the 31st Magic Weekend other, and obviously this one should be a little more competitive. In game 2, a little more closer to the contest. OKR 12, OFC 4. So the tradition that Magic Weekend does have is that it allows other levels to be presented. This is the LDSL. Seen this over a few years, so I think we've got Hull, Leigh. I think I can see possibly Warrington there, York. Not St Helens, although would they be saved for tomorrow maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's the 14th time we've seen an LDSL event. So it's something that we have seen quite a lot of. Full time in game 2, and it's the Robins that win it. OKR 26, FC 12. So game 3 of day 1, Lee against Warrington. Again, the first meeting between them at a men level. 193 other, 1026 overall, 32nd Magic Weekend other, 97th rugby league for the year, and 103 attendances overall. And it is 3 out of 6 because we're going to do this again tomorrow. Time in game 3, and just like game 2, it's the home team of the two that are leading. Lee 14, Warrington 0. Not been a good 2 days for Warrington after last night. 3, 2, 1. Warrington's mascot won that one. And there we go, full time in game 3 with Anthony Burnham up on the screen. Lee 24, Warrington 6, that's day 1 done and dusted. We're back tomorrow to see Wigan play as well. Sunday morning, because the Magic Weekend travel for Sunday is a little different to Saturday. We're going to get home quite a bit later, so we want to make sure the game is essentially done. So we're on Cybertech Nano on the Xbox One version. So we've done Ormskirk and now we're back at Sandals for Magic Day 2. So walk complete, Day 2 at the Old Dickinson. It's nice and cool as well. Day 2 in the same end, so get the Liverpool skyline, that's the back of Warehouse, the Plaza. I think that might be the Isle of Man ferry, possibly the Stena line. Obviously, Wallasey Town Hall again in the distance. Seems a little choppy again today. So, Day 2, Game 1, Wakefield Castleford. Second time they met each other, because we saw it last year where Wakefield eased to a win. 1027 overall, is 194th other, 33rd Magic Weekend other. Is a 98 RL and 104th attendance overall. Half time in game 1 of Day 2, Wakefield comfortable, Wakefield 20, Castleford 0. Full time, and thankfully there's no nilling yet this weekend. Castleford left it late, but avoided that. Wakefield 48, Castleford 6. So game 2 this afternoon, it is Leeds against Bradford. 99th rugby league for the year, 105th attendance overall, 5 and 28. Second meeting they did meet in the past, Leeds did win that one. Is 34th Magic Weekend other and 1028 overall. Please welcome to the field, half time in game 2, and it looks like another blowout. Just get a bit bored on this now. We want competitive games. Leeds 30, Bradford 4. So, one of the best parts of Magic Weekend in the last few years is the Community RL, which is the LDSL. We're going to have got a few different teams out there. It focuses mainly on encouraging participation and skills development. Joining us on the pitch this half-time, and please give them a huge roar. We have teams from Wakefield Trinity, St. Helens,
Widnes Vikings and Leeds Rhinos.
I've just spotted a friend of mine here. I think it's Werner, number 12 in the middle there. It's in the middle there. So full time in game 2 of day 2, and that just sums up the blowout. We had a 50-point win, 50 points to Leeds, 16 to Bradford. So Magic 2026 comes to an end with the news that it's going to be back here next year. Obviously we don't know whether we're going to do it. Other factors ways have to come into factor for that. It is 1,030 overall, 833 for Wigan. It is a record 48 Wigan Saints men's derby. It will become 50 before the year is out, more than likely. 22 wins is a record 25 losses against St Helens. It is a one-game winning streak because we did beat them in the cup semi earlier in the year. It's a 76 neutral, it's a 14 Wigan at Magic, 101st rugby league for the year, 107th attendance. We're looking for 4 consecutive wins after the women's double and the Warrington Academy. And it is 6 out of 6. It is the final Magic for at least 12 months because I need a rest. Half time in game 3, and sadly it is Wigan behind. Wigan 6, St Helens 8. We had numerous chances to go in level, but Wigan don't take 2-point penalties. We know that all too well. Mascot race on day 2. The fellow on the boost fell over the stadium hoardings yesterday, so let's hope he doesn't do that today. Pretty clear there. Leeds have won that. Yeah, Leeds have won it. And there you go, full time at the old Dickinson Stadium. Magic weekend completed with a Wigan victory. Wigan 16, St Helens 14. All good, and we're off home. Well, we said it was full time. Actually, it isn't, because St Helens challenged the final tackle and was successful. So this is to level it. Now it's full time. Wigan 16, St Helens 14. Can we now go home, please? Off the train in Ormskirk from Sandhills, which was very packed. Well, anyone who watches the video from last night, this time last night, I was at home. I went to watch 3 games today. We watched 3 games today. Explain how an hour longer to do the same 3 games. Unbelievable. Exeter Stadium at 7:20 yesterday, and it was 10 to 8 tonight. Obviously, train's only every half hour, so that cushion's that blow, but yeah, we'll get the bus home, and it is what it is. We go.